勝手にねじ巻いてるな。ってことは、これが、ちょっと待って。こういうのがいるんじゃないか。止まり木的なものがいるんや、多分。あ、ちょっと待って、下にさ、あったんちゃうの。この枠は枠。ほらほらほら。ああ、やっぱな。ここにあるある。ほんまやあるわ。これを使うんやね、きっとね。オッケー。これやね。ここに出てるこの足場。ケイトの手の下に出てる足場。ここに使うと。そういうことかん。でかいな、意外と多い。目線はもう前を見て外さない感じやね。で、ネジを巻くと。おうおうおう。オートマトンが物を言うと思いましたよ。ここって通なんかな。ガラスないんやろか。怖っ。ただの動物にはできない表情をしていたね。いや、好きやん。出来合いやん。はい。かわいい。ちっちゃいリュックサックみたいな。なんか入れられたな。入れられたら俺はこうするしかないんや。お願いします。もう、一直線にあるんやで。じゃあ、ユーコール族の、なんか、カークが行ってるところと、ここの診療所が。できたわ。寒ないんお前。膝クラッシュしてるけど。
The owl flew away with the key, Kirk.
That's good news, Kate Walker. Now we only need...
どうした？あ、
Kirk.
定期的に訪れる催眠術の時間。
Dr. Olga's treatment.
うわ、めっちゃ怖い。服の上から気持ちよなってる。
Kirk, can you hear me? Wake up.
Come, come. No need to be alarmed, Miss Walker.
超悪いやつ。まぶたいるってぐらい見開いている。オルガ不調。
You're Dr. Olga, I suppose.
We weren't expecting you to awaken for another few days, Miss Walker. This is surprising. Truly. If I had known, I would have come by earlier in the day to assist you in your return to the world of the waking.
Unlike poor Kirk here, I have no need of help. I am very well, thank you.
Fainting is a secondary effect inherent in the treatment, Miss Walker. Nothing more. In medicine, despite any discomfort, protocol must be respected.
Oh, you mean that horrible mechanical bed where that poor boy is waiting for a prosthesis that never comes? That's protocol? And I suppose the same is true for the absurd interrogation I had to go through.
確かに嫌な感じ。撃つぞこらみたいな。
You seem to have developed a singular paranoia since you came out of the coma. When we get the chance, I'll look into it. But for now, I'm going to ask you to please leave. I have to administer the next stage of the treatment to your young friend.
解放要求する。
Dr. Efimova, I demand to be released from this clinic. And trust me, I will be denouncing the curious way you've treated Kirk and your other patients. You have a very unique way of practicing medicine.
I find your defiance troubling, Miss Walker. I'm responsible for ensuring your recovery goes well. Of course, I can only strongly disapprove of a premature
仕草がちょっと
release.
気弱な人
I'm
の
not
それや
interested in
な。
your opinion. Let me leave this
きつ。
instant.
刺される
Fine.
ぞ。
Unfortunately, I cannot prevent you from leaving us. But please, please assuage my professional
や
conscience
だ
before you go
絶対何
and
か
let
さ
me
れる
check
も
your
の。
pulse.
やだやだ あかん、やめとけって。うわー、絶対やめた方がいいよ。ほら来た。おいおいおい。本性をさらけ出させてしまったって何それ。言うか
Miss Walker, believe me, you must receive treatment,
あ、じゃあ
whether you
選
like it
択が
or not.
間違ってたっていうか、こういう結果になってしまったと。振り出しに戻るやな。ただ今回は傍観しております。さっきのケイトとは大違いよ。よくあんな分厚い上着に。そうだね。科学の量とは比べ物にならんぐらいの。シオリーさん、出口の鍵を手に入れる。あ、もう来てるの？大丈夫か、科学。アホやなお前。もっと自分で身を守るようにこう考えないと。あ、おかえり。よこせこら。これでもよくあんだけのもので入って作ってくれてたもんだね。よし、撫でてあげたいけど無理か。何か武器とかを持っていった方がいい。
Kirk, how do you feel?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
どうすれば
This
力になれる？
situation can't go
お
on,
でこ
Kirk.
にチクタクがある
So
よ。
what can I do to help you get out?
The best thing, Kate Walker,
やだ。
is for you to go alone. And if you really want to help me, once you are outside, go to Valsambor and try to recover my prosthesis from the craftsman. If you bring it back to me, Dr. Syberia will put it on, and I will be able to go back to my tribe.
Can we trust Dr. Syberia? I'm not so sure when I see what this clinic is like.
The man has always been a friend to the Ukols, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you leave the hospital and find the craftsman in Valsambor.
Okay. I promise to come back as soon as I can with your prosthesis, Kirk. Until then, hang in there.
Hang in there.
Thank you,
誰かに言いたい
Kate
言葉
Walker.
ナンバー3ぐらい。Hang in
May
there.
the spirits be with you.
顔でかいなこいつ。こんな時になって初めて知るお前の顔のでかさ。あばよ。では行きましょう。いやーもう科学もね大変やと思いますけどね、鍵が直ったっていうこのテンションの高さがね物語ってますよ。まあ、外には相変わらずうなだれたじじいハゲどもがいますけど、私はもう解放されますからね。じゃあなハゲども、短い付き合いやったけど幸せを祈ってるよ。観察してみようか。
The Ukels did a great job. The key should work now.
鼻くそほじくってるけど、これもう一回やらなあかんちゃうのあれ。うっとしい作業。大丈夫？あ、オートマトーン。後ろのあれがついてるかどうかどうしたらわかんないな。ちょっと待って、あいつに物申しに行こうぜ。飽きましたから行ってきますね言うて。あ、起きてる。ちょっと最後の挨拶しに行こう。また帰ってくると思うけどな。
I'm happy. Dr. Mongoling asked me to look after the maintenance of the garden aviary.
でももう鍵ないや
How
ろ。
are you doing, Kate Walker? My new treatment is making me fall asleep on my feet.
You'll find Dr. Mangoling's office over there, behind a big mirror.
これ一人ずつ話しかけて
I
るってことや
really
ね。
hope Madam Olga comes
好
by
きや
on her
な、俺
inspection.
が不調のこと。
I'm happy. Dr. Mongoling asked me to look after
マ
the
ンゴリン
maintenance of the
博士
garden
と
aviary.
ザミティアン博士とオルガ不調か。3人おるんかな。それか名字とファーストネームラストネームの違いなのか。これか。あ、おったおった。
You
見てくるわ。
seem somewhat upset. Try looking at the birds in the
これでもちゃんと
apiary.
ヒントをくれてるんじゃない？
These mechanical birds were were carefully designed by a particularly ingenious craftsman from Valsambor.
ちょ。
Dr. Olga would not at all like to see you so agitated. Why not try to get some sleep for a bit? Your nomad friend is holding up well, at least.
このザミテ
Meals
ィア
will
ン
be
星。
served this evening.
いや、なんか
You
切ない
seem
な。
somewhat upset. Try looking at the birds in the aviary.
この先生、ザミティアン先生やんね。ザミティアン先生がいい人なんか悪い人なんか私にも分かりません。ちょっと出て。
Get your bearings. I understood that you'd be staying with us for a little while yet.
Have you seen the mammoths too? Go tell the staff, that way maybe they'll believe me. And have you seen any dragons too?
よし、まあ行こうか。開けたから出るわなとは言えなかったけど。おらんくなってたら分かるやろ。こいつと喋らして。
I really tried.
あ、一緒か。
I tried to tell them I was a whole lot better. They just wouldn't listen.
はい。で、マンゴーリン先生と会うんかな。もしかして。ザミティアン、あ、ちゃうんかいじゃあさっきのはマンゴーリン先生やったんか。手前行ってみよう。うわ、広いとこやな。人がおる。あ、ここにもおるわ。バルセンボアボヒャヒャヒャカトレシヒャヒャヒャカクレセヒャヒャエレベーター1階から6階とこの辺は分かりません。これはここに人がいたよね。うわ、怖い。
Excuse me.
Yes?
診療所について教え
Pretty
て。
gloomy clinic. It
そんなん言うなよ。
could do with a bit of human warmth.
そんなん言うか。
It used to be the fortress of the Dukes of Valsambor, the ancient rampart standing against invasions from the east. The inhabitants of Valsambor took refuge here and often escaped the besiegers through mysterious secret passages.
When did it become a clinic?
That was 20 years ago,
最
thanks
近
to
やん。
Dr. Zamiatine.
I'm looking for Dr. Zamiatine.
He's in his office. You'll find it in the small corridor back there, the first door on your left.
わからん、そんな言われても。
I would
地
like
図
to
に出して
leave
地
this
図に。
clinic. Would you mind telling me where the exit is, please?
Well, usually I'd have told you to go over to the other side of the courtyard to take the
Cable
funicular that goes down to Valsambor.
エフィモバがおるがいね。
But it seems Dr. Efimova has shut off the entire clinic for security reasons.
あらま
The
あ。
funicular has been stopped until further orders.
I see.
あ、やっぱケイト綺麗
Thank
や
you for
わ。
all that information. I'll be going now.
ありがとうございますって腕組み
Maybe
ながら
you
言
should
う
head
か。
on back to your room and wait until they say the funicular is fixed and back in service.
I'll think about it. Goodbye.
かわした。この人にも喋りかけてみよう。こんにちは。
If it's for a regular checkup, the doctor's offices are
受
behind the
付
reception
裏って言っ
area.
てるから、とりあえずザミアティのとこに行こうか。
At this time of day, Dr. Zamiatine should be available.
声は可憐なんやな。なんか体つきがゴリラみたいやけど。大きい絵画があるね。あ、ストップストップ、下の方を向いたかった。ドクター FM バカ。
Dr. Olga? Nobody.
びっくり
Maybe
し
not
た。
such a bad thing.
ごめん、ザミアティン先生のとこやと思ったわ。これで声かけたよね。
Dr. Olga? Nobody. Maybe not such a bad thing. Dr.
違う
Olga?
違う違う違う
Nobody. Maybe not such a bad thing.
違うね。操作がちょっとあれなだけで。こっち。
Dr. Efimova.
あ 先そこ民会やな。あれ、受付の後ろのって言ってなかった？こっちじゃないの？細い廊下のやから向こうか。すいません。こっちか。すごい、上に。あ、これ出口じゃない？あ、出口やん。ちょっと待って、ドクターザミアティに会いたい。寒いし。こっちか。受付の後ろの細い廊下か。あ、これか。あ、ちょっと入っちゃった。早っ。あ、いい人そう。
Hello, Miss Walker. How very delightful to see you up and about. Even if I really have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Our dear Dr. Olga painted a far darker picture of your current state of
カー
health.
クがザミアティン先生は優しいっていうのは、そう、狂ってるって。苦し
I
め
don't
ら
want
れ
to
て
say
いま
anything
す。
bad about someone you seem to appreciate, Dr. Zamiatine, but quite frankly, Dr. Efimova worries me.
Ah, and why is that?
なんとなく意味がわかり
She
ま
and
す。
her
ザミ
associate,
アティ
Dr.
ンが。
Mangling, put me through a real interrogation. They're also keeping Kirk, the young Yukol, prisoner, attached to his bed. Not to mention
し
the
かし、ポッ
psychological
と
grip
来た
she
だけ
seems to
の
have on
ケイト
everybody
がそんな
here.
こと言うかね。
Listen to me, Miss Walker. I know that waking up after a prolonged period in a coma is difficult. In such a context, anxiety attacks are very normal. But please, do not project it onto Dr. Olga. I'm not getting any younger, you know, and running this clinic is a very heavy burden. The last few years, Olga has shown she is capable of assisting me. I have every faith in her.
I'm not having an anxiety attack, Doctor. When I asked Olga to let me leave, she drugged me.
I know. Olga has informed me of the incident. According to her, you were unfortunately very aggressive and disturbed, and she had to inject a tranquilizer. Dr. Mangoling spoke to me about your violent tendencies.
これは正直に言うと、
The
バカ
subject
を
is
見る
closed,
な。
Miss Walker. Please tell me about that pendant you have around your neck. I must admit I noticed it as soon as you walked in.
うるさいあなたには関係ない。これは形見です。
It's a souvenir.
どんな趣味の人だったんですかっ
Of
て
a
言われ
good
そう。
memory or a bad one?
うるさい
Both at once, really.
Of course, just like with all memories, right? At any rate, what's currently important for you is to avoid being too haunted.
Dr. Zamiatine, I promised Kirk I'd go to the craftsman in Valsambor and bring back his mechanical prosthesis. The poor boy has been waiting for it for ages, so I'd like to try to speed up the process. Would you tell me how to get there?
Now there's a truly noble initiative, Miss Walker. I asked my clockmaker friend Simon Steiner to manufacture the young Yukol's mechanical prosthetic leg. He's a capable craftsman and ingenious. You'll find him in his workshop near the Valsambor port. I imagine
ケ
he
イト
must
の
almost be
話
finished
を
with
聞
his
く
work
態度
by
が
now.
大
He
きく
makes
ておもろい。
amazing things. You'll see.
Can you authorize my release so that I can see Dr. Steiner? Unfortunately, I've been told that the clinic is in lockdown.
You will have to ask Dr. Olga, Miss Walker. She
え
signed the current order to lock our establishment down.
いやいや
She's
い
in
やい
charge
や
of giving out the passes.
無駄やで頼むだけん。どこ行くねんどこ行くねんザミアチン。何
This book should answer any of the questions you may have about our Yukol's friends. Farewell and bon voyage, Miss Walker.
先生はユコール族なんですかユコール族につ
Why
い
did
て
the Yukols ask you to heal Kirk?
On each of their migrations, the Yukol shamans and I have exchanged medical knowledge. Their trance therapy and materia medica have provided astounding results for my patients affected by psychological afflictions. In exchange, I do what I can to take care of those injured that
じゃあ
they
このザ
can't heal
ザミ
using
ティ
their
アン先
traditional
生
medicine,
が
like that poor boy who lost his leg.
20年前にここを開いたんか。 渡りについては。
How many ostrich migrations have you seen?
This is the third one.
すごい。
I'm lucky to have seen so many of them. It's a rare spectacle. Believe me, the great herd of ostriches accompanied by the yukos, doomed to blindly follow their animals wherever they happen to roam. And they don't care about countries, wars, and borders.
あ、でもそう考え
You
たら
seem
す
to
ごい
like
ね、
the
確
Yukos,
かに。
Dr. Zamiatine.
They are a fascinating people, you know, and such astonishing medicine infused with shamanism. Without which, no doubt you would have never arrived in this clinic alive, Miss Walker.
ザミアティアン先生は、ごめんなさい、さっきからザミアティンなんかザミアティアンなんかもう全然名前が安定しなくてすいません。てっぺんちょび先生は、イコール族を大して嫌いじゃないんや
I
ね。
get
じゃ
the impression that the Yukos aren't much liked around here.
Indeed. It would seem that most of the inhabitants of Valsambor are now quite hostile towards them. This wasn't the case a while back, you know. When I was young, the migration of the snow ostriches was an event widely welcomed with open arms in Valsambor.
Why the change in attitude?
Our region was actually somewhat devastated 20 years ago.
そのことについ
Dramatic
て詳
events
しく
changed the way people viewed the world.
3分ぐらい
The
にま
people
とめ
turned
て
inward
教えて
on
くれません？
themselves. They are less welcoming. And the fact that the Yukos have been
か
stuck
わいい
here
顔
next
して
to
ん
Lake
な。
Valsambor for several weeks hasn't helped.
It's really necessary for me to ask Olga's permission to leave?
言ってもって。
You're the director of this clinic, after all.
言うてもお
Olga
前は
is
院
my
長やんっ
right-hand
て。
woman. I can't keep her uninvolved in current matters, Miss Walker. She is also currently your doctor. You should really talk with her about it. She isn't as evil as you seem to believe.
なるほど。
You'll find her in her office, most probably.
すみません、長々と。マダム・オルガの攻略法についての本とかないんですか？で、さすがにここは翻訳されてないんか。怖い怖い、こういうコール族か。で、マンモスをぶっ殺してやったと。ユコール族でーすって。でもめっちゃもうザミティアン先生そのものに見えるけどな。これは確か2とかでも見ましたね。これが確か容器っていう名前のユコール族と仲いい動物やったかな。で、マンモスがどうとか、これが雪ダチョウか。がどうとか、なんかそんな話やった気がするよ。最後のページもったいない。で、なんかまあまあ、こういう民族にありがちな病気治すとか、そんなんやったんちゃうかな。うおー！翻訳してくれてるやん。ちょっとバック。ちょっと意味わかんない。渡りを個人とその家族の精霊に、渡りをすることで自分と自分の家族に対して超ご加護的なものができるよみたいなことに思ってますっていうことと、移動経路にはキャラバンのシャーマンが忠実に守らなければならない神聖な局面儀式。あ、わかった。じゃあカークがどんどん叩いてたやつか。ケイトを復活させるために、復活っていうか治療するためにどんどんパフパフしてたのがカークか。今更ながらに気づきましたわ。だからカークがシャーマンなんや。ほう、なるほどね。で、もともとはザミアティンさんはカークと情報交換をしてたタイプか。で、その代わりにキャラバンの中の怪我したやつがおったら治すよう言うてたけど、お前が怪我したんかい言われてる感じかな。もしカークが案内人でありシャーマンであるなら。 シャーマンと案内人が別ならあれやけど。っていうことなんかな。なんか合ってそうで合ってないような感じがしますけど。
You will find Dr. Olga hard at work in her office, Miss Walker.
はいはい。いい部屋やな。まあこんないい部屋もらってたらどこ向いてんねん。もう面倒事はごめんじゃよっていうのはわかるわ。だって見てよ、これ何これ。どうしたん？誰に何書いてもらったん？どういう指示をしてこの絵を描かしたんや。なあ、思い
Why
ませ
not
ん？
have a seat for a bit in the waiting room? It's just near the offices, right behind reception.
The funicular is out of service until further notice.
ドクター？これは誰の部屋？エフィモボさんやん。
The American is awake. You must hurry,
あ、
Colonel.
やばいやばいやばいやばい。エフィモバマの。